Okay.
Right.
Now, anyone who learned AdMax before? Now, those who learned AdMax before, they should know in the AdMax, you have this topic index number, which is the easiest topic in AdMax. Yeah. Yeah. Okay? One of the easiest. If these came out in AdMax, if came out in AdMax question, that is a bonus marks for us. Remember? That won't come out. Yeah. Yeah. My time never came out. I don't know your time, but my time never came out. It was so easy. Okay? Now, okay guys, now listen, let me explain. So each topic 1, 2, 3, I'm going to explain the uses, what for and all that, right? Okay, now this topic right now, do anyone know, those who learned AdMax before, teacher going to explain or not, what is the uses of index number? Forget or teacher never teach? Forget. Now, the uses of index number is for inflation percentage. Now what is this? Inflation percentage, yeah. Now, how do we know whether, listen very carefully here, how do we know, if we go to the 99 today, how do we know the Nescafe price? How much inflation has increased the Nescafe price? Do we know that? No, we don't know. Okay, but we use this formula to identify how much the inflation increase or decrease. That is the use of index number. But don't get it wrong, guys. Don't get it wrong. Most of my students are getting it wrong. This is not to identify inflation. It's just to identify whether how much increase or decrease in percentage. That's it. But how many percent inflation today? Do we know that? We use this formula to identify? No, we can't. That is economics formula. You have learned economics, right? Yeah. Okay, you have learned economics. In economics, there will be a separate formula to identify inflation rate. Inflation rate. How many percent inflation today in Malaysia? That's different formula. This formula is just to identify whether how much increase or decrease in price, quantity, and so on. Are we okay, guys? Just to get the percentage, that's it. So don't get it wrong, okay? To just identify whether increase or decrease in percentage of inflation. So guys, another one more golden rule. Later when we calculate, okay, you only must have one decimal places. Only one. Example, if you get 100.23456 for example, you just put what? 100.2. Just put one decimal. Why? Because simple explanation, this is inflation percentage, right? If it is too much of decimal, doesn't look what? Doesn't look nice. It look dangerous. Okay. Now, if you show to the people with so much of decimal, people think we're what? Very high percentage of what? Inflation, am I right? That's the only reason. You can put more than 2 decimal, but don't put 1 decimal only. That's a rule of index number. Okay. Even last time also when you learn maths, you just put 1 decimal only. That's a rule. Are we okay? Explanation, people will get scared. That's why only 1 decimal. They will round it up every time. Okay. Now, the formula is very simple. If I'm not very sure the formula will be given in the formula paper, just check it out. Okay. On the next class, I will give you the formula paper. Okay. Whatever the formulas is there, you don't need to memorize. Which is not there, you memorize. Are we okay? But all major formulas is there, so you don't need to worry. The long formulas, regression is all there. Okay guys, come, let's start. Now, look at the example number 1. The first one they asked to calculate what? UPI. UPI means unweighted price index. So in the exam also, I might be using the short form, yeah, UPI. Okay, so just remember in short form. Now, what is this? Go back to the formula. Can you see that you have P1 and PO? Yes. Now, what is P1? Current price. What is base price? The old one. okay, or the last year's one, past year, okay. Remember, just put a note here, okay. Base price means the last year, current means today's price, the latest. So now, 2010 and 2011, which one is your PO and P1? This is your PO, this is your P1. Very good. Now, what is the formula of UPI? But remember, you have the total P1 over total PO times 100. You have the total over there. Okay, you have to be very careful. The formula is almost similar, but just that one got total, one more does not have the total. So what do you do here? Very simple. For this formula, you total up the both. How much you get? How much for 2010? 47. Is that 47 correct? Okay. 2011? 22. Come again? 52. Is that correct? Correct. Yeah. Okay now. Let's get it done. So we take 52.2 divided with what? 47 times 100. How much you get? 111.1%. So that's your part A done. Correct? One decimal, yeah, so you round it up, becomes 0.1. Now, but remember they asked you to comment, don't forget. So how do you comment? How do you comment? Now, comment is very simple. Increase or decrease? Increase or decrease? How do we know? Yeah, more than 100 increase. So how much increase? Inflation has increased by how much? 11.1%. Simple comment, increase or decrease, that's it. Okay. If decrease less than 100, it is decrease. More than 100, increase. Remember that, yeah? Don't forget. Okay. Now next. Part B. Now part B, what do? You have to do it one by one. Why? Look at the formula. Do we have total for the formula? The formula is what? P1 over PO times 100. So that means each item, this is overall, alright? All the items together, part A. If you want to calculate only for item A, so you use the what? Second formula. But actually the both formula are the same. Okay? The name only will be different. The concept are the same. So what do you do? 2.4 divided by what? 2.3 times 100. How much you get? 2.1 divided with 2.5 times 100. How much you get? And so on. So calculate for all the items one by one. How much? Check your answers are correct. Yep. There, I write it beside the item, the answer for the C, D, and E. Check. Oh, yeah. What? What with the year? Now it can be either way. It can be anything. But you just indicate properly lah. The Q1 and Q then calculate. It can be anything here. Sometimes I can put 2010 and 2015. Then compare. From that year to 2015, how much it increase or decrease? It can be anything. Still the same way of a calculation, just that quantity. Name any different. Do you get the same answer? So what would be the comment? Don't say no inflation. We have it, but unchanged. Yeah, still the same. Doesn't change. Okay. Don't say no inflation. That means your comment is wrong. Inflation does not increase or decrease. The inflation is still the same for both year. Do you get it? What I mean? Okay. It's still the same. Remember, this formula is just to calculate increase or decrease. Remember that always. But inflation is there. But inflation didn't change. From 2012 to 2011, it's still the same. Okay, still the same. Remember. So your comment should be what? Unchanged. Okay, or does not change anything. Huh? Maintain. Can, but it's too simple. Put in a nice word. Maintain. Okay, no problem. Okay, the inflation unchanged from 2011 to 2012. And how about the B? Anyone have done the B? So that's the formula Q1 over QO times 100. Okay. So is that correct? Yep. So that will be the answer for part B. Next formula, WPI. So the first, all four formulas, is that okay? Can I? Easy, isn't it? Okay. Now guys, let's start. Next formula, WPI. Now be careful here. When it comes to WPI, we have two formulas in this formula. Look at the first formula we have with the weight P1W divided with POW. Okay. Another one WI divided with W. But can you see the difference? All the formulas we times 100, am I right? Why that formula I never times 100? Why? Because of what? Index is already a percentage. Okay, it's already times 100. Am I right? It's already a percentage. So if you go times 100 again, it becomes what? 1000. So you don't do that. So only accept this formula. You don't times 100. Remember that. Okay, because I'm seeing some students forgot that part and times 100 and they get 1000. That one also they never realize. But 1000 percentage. Okay, no such thing here. 1000 percentage. Okay, now. So back to the example, what formula we can use? First one or the second one? From the information. Definitely first one because we have price and weight. But we have to do a small working over here. So this is your P1, PO. So what do you do guys now? You take your P1 times the weight, you get P1W. You take your PO times the weight, you get POW. So one by one, find out the total how much. Check, do you get the same total? You get 144.3? Then don't forget to comment as well. So inflation increased by 44.3%. Okay guys, come, let's start. Now, this is very obvious, right? What formula is this? Still WPI, but which formula? Number 2, am I right? Because you only have weight and index. So let's do a small working over here. You have to calculate your WI, which is weight times the index, one by one. Then find out the total how much. And how much your total weight as well? How much? Is that correct? 212,909.5. One eight seven zero weight total. Is that correct? There you are. So we take 212,909.5 divided with total weight 1870. But do not times 100, remember. So you get 113.9%. Check, is that correct? We're going to get the same answer. So inflation has increased by 13.9%. Yeah. So far so good? So do you keep track how many formulas we did so far? From topic 1 to now? Now mind. Okay guys, now please take a note here. This formula is not in your formula book. Please check. Okay. So if you wanna put it in your formula book, also can. If you don't want, also can. Okay now. Okay guys, can we start? Okay now, this is very simple, very fast, quick one now. Sometimes, now why we change index? Normally government will do this, yeah. If they think that the inflation rate they calculated last time was a mistake or should not, or it is not an accurate inflation rate, they will revise back. Okay, so they will revise back. So how they revise back? There's a two method here. One is a fixed base, another one is chain base. That's how they revise back. Okay, now let's start with the A first. Now look at that. Change the index using 2015 as a what? Base year. If they gave you a year in the required, that will become your what? What formula is this? Fixed base. Okay, it will be fixed. You have to use 2015 as the base year. for all the years. Very simple. So how you did it? Look at the 2010. We have 120.3, am I right? So you take 120.3 divided with what? 125.9 times 100. How much you get? So you divide with 2015 index. Are we okay? So you get 95.6. So that will be new index. Okay? Then you continue. And so on. Do you get it, guys? So everything you divided with what? 2015 index. Okay? Check, is that correct? Yeah. So this is fixed base. So fixed base is very easy, right? So everything you divided with what? 2015 index. Okay? Now how about the B now? How about the B? Any idea? B? Chain base. Look at the formula. What they say in the formula. Current year divide with previous year. 2010. Do we have previous year then? No. So that means what? The first one should be dash because we don't have the previous year. Are we okay? How about 2011? 115.6 divided with what? 120.3 times 100. So you divide it with the previous year. Do you get it? Yeah. So remember 2010 no value here dash because we don't have the previous year. Then you calculate the rest. Current year divide previous year. Current year divide previous year. Which one? Copy long view. Oh yeah, 96. Sorry. Correct? Yeah. Check your answer. So that is chain base. Are we okay? So fixed base you divide with the same value every year. Chain base you divide with the previous year. So normally the beginning of the year, normally we won't have any value. Okay? You put dash or either you put what? 100. Yeah. Okay? You put dash or either you put 100 because we don't know. It can be unchanged or no value. Okay? Normally what I will do, I just put dash. Okay? So far so good guys. We still haven't finished yet this topic here. We still have 4 more formulas to go. That will be on the next class. Yeah.